He said it really loud, he said it on the air. On the radio, whoa, on the radio, whoa.
It's 7 p.m. with Carlos. It is 7 p.m. with yours truly, Carlos, here on Triple H FM 100.1. Great to be with you again, guys. Thanks for joining us once again for another week. Now, as you know, I am by myself once again. But that's all right, not a problem. We have heaps of celebrity stories for you coming up later on in the show. I also got some weird news. And I got some... Wait, what do I have? FML stories. That's right. I almost forgot what I was going to talk about. But that's okay. It happens to all of us. So guys, be sure to tune in for the next hour where I'll be recounting everything that happened in the celebrity week that was. It is Carlos on 7 p.m. 100.1 Triple H FM. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Sia with a smash hit Chandelier right there on Triple H FM 100.1. It's your 7 p.m. on Monday night with Carlos here. Now it's time for some celebrity news stories, as we do on this show. And what would the celebrity news stories be without Justin Bieber? I mean, seriously, you can't have a celebrity news story without this guy anymore. So, if you were listening last week, or if you've been, up to date with all the celebrity news, you would know that Justin egged his neighbor's house, causing more than $20,000 in damages, right? Well, last week, he was charged with vandalizing his neighbor's house. Finally, after I don't know how many months of the case just sitting there in the DA's office. Anyway, he immediately, Bieber copped a deal with the DA. So now, he's not going to serve any jail time, because that's what you do when you have the means. He will instead take anger management classes. And he has to pay his neighbor, get this, $80,900, because according to the judge, the damage was more than 20,000 Ks. Apparently, way more. Apparently, it's a dream house that he damaged, and it requires a lot of work. So, $81,000 worth of work. So he pleaded no contest to misdemeanor vandalism. And he was also placed on a 2-year probation and ordered 5 days community service, probably picking up rubbish or cleaning the graffiti. And as for the anger management classes, he was required to attend only once per week, hence no jail time. Now, Bieber's camp tells TMZ Justin is glad to get this matter resolved and behind him. He will continue to move forward, focusing on his career and his music. So what do you do when you get a free pass from jail, so you don't have to go to jail? What do you do? Well, Justin celebrated by going to a restaurant, I guess it is. It's Chick-fil-A. I'm guessing it's kind of a Red Rooster of the United States. So he went to a Chick-fil-A in Hollywood in his custom cheetah print Audi R8. Now, if you've seen this car, you know it's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. It's horrible. I don't know what goes through your mind to paint an Audi R8, mind you, a $300,000 car, with leopard spots on it. It is absolutely ridiculous. You have to see this car. If you go on Google Images, I'm sure it's going to show up somewhere. Absolutely horrible. But he stirred up quite a bit of controversy when he went to this restaurant, because the CEO of Chick-fil-A has actually spoken out against homophobia. Against same-sex marriage. So, I guess he was just hungry, really. So, his car can't change his spots, but let's hope Justin can, right? Eva Mendes, we know her from the Fast and Furious 2 movie and a lot of others, but mostly she's hated because she's going out with Ryan Gosling, everybody's dream person, including myself, I might add. So she is allegedly, wait, no, let me start that again. She is pregnant, let me get that straight. She is pregnant. Apparently she has been for 7 months, but no one knows, because she has been going to extreme lengths to hide the baby bump, which is of course right now a money shot for the paparazzi. So she's pregnant with Ryan Gosling's baby. I'm sure there's a lot of women in the world right now that are so angry at Eva and are dreading, oh no, that was me, that was meant to be me, me. Yeah, get over it, girl. That's never gonna happen. And so she was photographed leaving a parking lot in LA. And this is hours after the news broke that she was pregnant because nobody knew. Nobody knew. So, and she's got all these things, right? If you look at the picture, she's got all these things covering up that massive 7-month-old baby bump. She's got a Birkin bag, apparently they're really expensive, scarves and more shopping bags all over her stomach just to cover up the money shot. But, I mean, if you're pregnant with Ryan Gosling's baby, shouldn't you wear that as a bump of honor? Really? I mean, it's Ryan Gosling's baby. And by the way, that's gonna be one good-looking baby. If you know Eva Mendes, she's one good-looking woman. I've never met anyone out there who doesn't think she's hot. So when two hot people get together and they make babies, even more good-looking babies, I'm guessing. So if you want to see the picture, go to tmz.com. It's pretty revealing. It's, well, not really revealing. I mean, she's covering everything up anyway. Chris Brown was recently released from jail. And now he's actually making good on his promise to stick to the music and stop getting in so much legal troubles. So apparently Chris Brown and Drake, the feud that they had over Rihanna is now over. See, 2 years ago, both guys, their entourage destroyed a VIP area in a nightclub when a fight broke out over Rihanna. This was when I believe Chris Brown bashed her, Rihanna, I mean, and she went to Drake, and then Drake had a, oh, I'm the better man and all this kind of crap. So there was a picture has come out of both rappers working in the recording studio. Now, according to sources, Drake will produce songs on Chris's new album, as well as performing them. And this is really good news for Chris Brown because Drake is signed to Young Money Records, meaning Chris will have access to Lil Wayne, who owns the company, Nicki Minaj, and Tyga, who was also photographed being in the studio. So I guess they put their differences aside, Rihanna aside, and this new friendship is gonna make them millions because Chris Brown is a huge star, and Drake is also up there with Chris Brown. I can't wait to hear this collaboration. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Now, to a little more serious news. North Korea, right? We all know North Korea. And if you know North Korea, they're not pretty, easygoing or happy about anything. And this situation doesn't help at all. Seth Rogen and James Franco have a new movie coming out called The Interview, which hits theaters here in Australia in October. Now, the movie's central storyline is about an assassination attempt on the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un. That's enough to unsettle even the person who has no interest in Kim Jong-un in North Korea. So Kim Myong-chol, the unofficial spokesperson of the regime, told The Telegraph the government is not pleased with the content. What a surprise. I mean, they're not really pleased about anything over there. And Myong claims the movie mirrors what the United States has done in the Middle East and the Ukraine. Quoting, "And let us not forget who killed Kennedy, Americans." Adding, quote, "In fact, President Obama should be careful in case the military wants to kill him as well." He concluded by saying the storyline shows desperation by the US. Well, I'm pretty sure when it comes to Seth Rogen and James Franco, the government has nothing to do in there. I'm pretty sure they come up with all these ideas on their own, while they're being stoned and whatnot. Now, North Korea is pleading with the United Nations to stop the release of the film, calling it an act of war. Ja Song-nam, North Korea's ambassador to the UN, filed a formal complaint. Wow, they're really going for this. Unbelievable. They filed a formal complaint saying the American government should squash the movie because of the plot. Nam explains to allow the production and distribution of such a film on the assassination of an incumbent head of sovereign state, yeah right, should be regarded as the most undisguised sponsoring of terrorism as well as an act of war. Now, there's been no response from Seth Rogen's camp so far, but earlier this month when North Korea first complained, he tweeted, "People don't usually want to kill me for one of my movies until after they've paid $12 for it." I guess there's your response, man. Now, if you want to see the trailer for The Interview, go to youtube.com. It's up there. It's quite a funny movie, I gotta tell you. It's hilarious. I haven't seen it, I've just seen the trailer. It's not out yet. But it's a pretty funny movie. Now, J-Lo our favorite Latina of the world, Jennifer Lopez, did a performance at the iHeartRadio Ultimate Pool Party in Miami, which was shown on TV last week. But I'm sorry to say her performance has been overshadowed by her own ass. That's right, J-Lo, 44, I might add, performed her new song Booty from her new album AKA, which I have, and it's absolutely great. You should get it now on iTunes. And the video of her dancing to this song or twerking to this song and booty shaking to this song is absolutely amazing. Now, a lot of people have been saying she's thirsty, she's desperate, she's trying to stay relevant in a world, musical world where all these young people are coming through. Some even going as far as to call her the next Madonna. But I gotta say, thank you, J-Lo. Thank you for that amazing video. It was, you have to go to see this video. The video is available on TMZ. And the keyword is Jennifer Lopez booty, obviously. So if you want to watch that video, it is absolutely amazing. She's 44 years old, but she does it like like an 18-year-old. She's amazing. She doesn't even look 44. So, yeah, man, I think I'm even more in love with her now. But moving on, and speaking of ass, Pamela Anderson. Famous Baywatch star Pamela Anderson is now single. I didn't even know she was married. She filed for divorce last week from Rick Salomon. This is the second time the couple has been married. They were first married back in 2007 and again this year in January. Rick, in case you don't know him, is a world-class poker player who won almost $3 million in a World Series of Poker Big One for One drop last Tuesday. Now, it's interesting timing for Pam's divorce filing because, Rick won this last week on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, Pam filed for divorce. So when she pulled the plug, she now legally gets half of that money, unless of course there was a prenup. And Rick, in case you still don't know him, he is the famous or infamous second star of the Paris Hilton sex tape, One Night in Paris. Yes, I'm not gonna reveal whether I've seen that video or not because, yeah. But anyway, he's in there. He's with Paris Hilton. So if you wanna, have a look at him and see what he looks like. And now Pamela Anderson was snapped hooking up with Chuck Zito in her own car. Now Chuck Zito, I don't know who he is, but he looks like 80 years old by judging by the picture. He's pretty wrinkly, looks like a prune. And they hooked up previously back in 2007 as well. So I guess she's kind of turning back the clock. But if you're going to turn back the clock, don't go for someone older than you. Go for someone younger than you. Seriously. Now, we've all known about the accident that happened to Tracy Morgan when he was heading back from a concert show in New Jersey. So Tracy Morgan is a star of Saturday Night Live and 30 Rock. And he was out of hospital last month. And he was at an undisclosed rehab center. But now we've learned that he's actually gone home. So he's going to be an outpatient of a rehab program, an intensive and aggressive rehab program, because he was apparently really, really injured in that accident. But he feels pretty good about himself now because he is suing Walmart because Walmart hired the driver that crashed into them on the highway in New Jersey, which caused a 6-car pileup, mind you. Now, this is where his friend, comedian James McNair, also passed away. Now, according to the lawsuit, truck driver Kevin Roper drove for nearly 10 hours straight after being awake for 24 hours, and that the company, according to the lawsuit, should have never allowed this guy to get behind the wheel. The suit, reported by the New York Post, claims Tracy sustained severe painful bodily injuries, including but not limited to multiple fractures, which required multiple surgeries, extensive medical treatment, and will require significant physical rehabilitation. Now, according to, also in the lawsuit, Roper had driven 700 miles, or in Australian terms, 1,100 k's from his home to the Walmart distribution centre before beginning this fatal drive. Roper has pled not guilty to the charges of death by auto. But, in the United States, they're pretty tough about this stuff. So, Tracy and 3 other plaintiffs are apparently seeking unspecified damages. So you can only imagine what the bill is going to be. Now, Walmart responded, as they do, they said, as we've said, we're cooperating fully in the ongoing investigation. We know it would take some time to resolve all of the remaining issues as a result of the accident, but we're committed to doing the right thing for all involved. Of course they're trying to do that. Or that's what they have to say, at least, you know. So let's hope Tracy Morgan can totally get back up to speed and get back to making jokes and making everyone else laugh. Dr. Dre, the massive hip hop artist, is also famous for his Beats headphones. You know the ones I'm wearing now? Yep, those ones. He sold his Beats headphones to Apple, mind you, for $3.2 billion. Now, that would make him the first billionaire rapper in hip hop. And it has nothing to do with music. He didn't do that by his music. That's all business. Now, he and his company are suing alleged counterfeiters of the Beats headphones, claiming a nefarious group of unnamed websites based in China are getting filthy rich by selling cheaply made copy headphones bearing the B logo and raking in more than $135 billion in revenue. Unbelievable. Well, he's a billionaire now, so I guess what do you do when you become a billionaire? You want more billions. Now, he's suing to stop all the forgeries and take over the domain names used by websites hawking the fakes. And he also wants all the profits from the headphones. So I guess if this case succeeds, he's going to be the first hip-hop multi-billionaire because of all the profits that the fake people have, received and all that. Let's hope, well, I guess that's what happens, right? The rich get richer and the poorer get poorer. Oh, that's kind of our story, isn't it? So moving on, the Ramones and the famous 80s band. The last surviving original member of the legendary group has passed away. Tommy Ramone, the group's drummer on the first 3 albums, passed away on Friday at his home in Queens, New York. He'd been in a hospice, I'm guessing that's kind of a nursing home in the States, following a bile duct cancer treatments, according to Variety magazine. Now, Tommy stopped drumming for the band in '84. He was replaced by Marky Ramone, but still worked with the Ramones throughout the years. Now, Tommy is credited for writing most of I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend and Blitzkrieg Bop. Lead singer Joey Ramone, pretty tragic stuff for this band. Lead singer Joey Ramone died in '01 of lymphoma. A drug overdose killed guitar player Dee Ramone in '02. And Johnny Ramone passed away in '04 from prostate cancer. But luckily in '02 the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, Tommy Ramone, rest in peace, man, and thanks for all the music that you brought us over the years. Now, Washington State in America is the latest state to legalize marijuana. Now, the first guy to ever buy the weed legally in Washington has lost his job, but he got it back. Mike Boyer is a security guard, right? And admits to getting high for recreational purposes. Because what else do you get high for? Oh, medicine or marijuana. Okay, my bad. Mind you, the footage of this purchase went viral all over the news and online, all over social media. I've seen it. And no wonder his bosses saw it as well. His employer said they admit they jumped the gun and overreacted by firing him. And the same employer demanded he take a drug test that same day. And Mike quit in advance, knowing he would not pass. However, Mike insists he has never been high at work. I don't know, when you're the first person in line to legally buy marijuana, I don't know if to believe what you're gonna say, dude. So now he's been hired again, and he has since accepted the apology, and he will be going back to work soon. But he says he jumped the ship in a minute if he gets an offer to work at a pot shop. This is coming from the guy who's never been high at work, mind you. Now, JWoww from the Jersey Shore, we all remember that show, don't we? Great show. She has given birth to a little baby girl. Her name is Melanie Alexandra Matthews. Typical Guidette name. With Roger, he was seen on a couple of episodes of the Jersey Shore as well. So wish them all the best, JWoww and Melanie, all the best for you as well. Let's hope you get your own reality show very soon. And last night, Ian Thorpe came out as gay. But we already knew that, didn't we? And that's all the celebrity news we got for this week. Now we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, it's going to be more FML stories. So, this is Triple H FM 100.1. Yes, it's 7 p.m. with Carlos. Yes, she does. That's J-Lo there with her new song Booty, the one I was talking to you about before. So if you want to check out that video, be sure to go to tmz.com. It's 7 p.m. with Carlos for your Monday night, and now it's that time of the week where we recount the best FML stories of the week that was. So, let's get started. Anonymous says, today on the bus, a little boy gave me the dirtiest look, pointed at my pregnant stomach, and menacingly, I think that's how you say it, menacingly, said, I know what you did. No, that's scary, man. That's like something from a movie or something. Today, this guy says, today while in my backyard, I had some insane gastric distress. I let out a fart so powerful that it made me yelp in pain and left my, you-know-what, numb. A second later, I heard a cough come from my neighbor's fence. I had to quietly limp back to my house in shame. Wow, that's embarrassing. That's why you never do it outside anyway, everybody. Just always do it indoors. Never outside, always indoors. Learn from, this guy, whoever that is. Jack0041 says, today I walked outside to find my 3-year-old daughter and her pet fish playing together on the swings. Now that is the makings of a psychotic child. How are you alive says, today my co-worker called in to say that he couldn't make it to work because he was in a coma and asked if I could cover his shift. This isn't the first time he's tried to use this excuse. Wow, I think it's time that guy got fired or punched in the face. Well, not that we endorse violence, but that guy seriously needs to stop using that excuse. It's not funny at all. What a moron. Maddie N says, today I almost got fired from work because a customer complained that I threw up gang signs at him. I was blocking the sun from my eyes. That's the excuse I'm gonna use next time at the chemist. Anona says, today I complained to the train company online. I filled in information and added several photos as evidence. I only realized later that the photos I attached were nudes. I want to know who Anona is. Man, I wish I was on the receiving end of that complaint. Not really a complaint now, is it? Sexy Hobbit says, today I confided to my boyfriend that I have a condition that causes me to grow thick toe hair. Ugh. He now won't stop calling me the Sexy Hobbit. I guess it's kind of an appropriate name when you have that hair thing happening to you. Madam Fo a little says, today an elderly lady sat next to me on a bench and started telling me out of the blue about how bad it is to have saggy boobs. I was uncomfortable enough at the unwanted info without her then looking at my chest and adding, but I expect you know that already, dear. Whoo! Burn! That's what a badass old lady. Whoops says, today at my football game, I turned around to spit so that I would be away from my teammates. I ended up spitting on a 10-year-old kid walking behind me. I'm sure the kid deserved it. Egged says, today I had this really high fever and my sister decides I'm hot enough to fry an egg on. So I'm laying in bed now, still terribly feverish, but smelling of the egg she cracked on my back. I wonder if the egg fried though. Another anonymous says, today a grown man yelled at me because he'd been waiting for 15 minutes and still hadn't been seated or had his order taken. We were at a self-serve breakfast buffet. Moron. Hard to Fart says, today I had to grip the headboard of my bed for the first time in months. I wasn't having incredible sex, unfortunately. Just really bad gas. We have something for that stuff in the chemist. But how bad does a fart have to be if you have to hold on to that? Today, I Dance with Davos says, today I woke up to an old lady right outside my open window saying, hello in there, are you sleepy? I was so startled that I answered her. She screamed. Turns out she's my neighbor's elderly mother. Didn't know I was in there and was talking to my cats. That is enough to make me scream to see an old lady there. to see an old lady on my window. That's creepy, man. So let's go to a break, and when we come back, we'll have more weird stories for you. Oh, look at all the people laughing at me. Anyway, we'll be right back with more. This is Carlos, 7 p.m. Monday night, Triple H 100.1. Enrique Iglesias featuring a bunch of other artists, including Sean Paul there with Bailando, his brand new single. Now, well, by the way, it's Carlos on Triple H FM 100.1. Now, it's almost time for me to go, so it's just a bit of time for one or two weird news of the week. Now, this happened in the United States last week as well. Now, we've all had to soil around rogue traffic come at some point, right? Like that rogue cone that's in the middle of the road and you don't want to hit it with your car. But here's something new. A corpse strapped to a gurney would be the first for a lot of people, including myself. So you see, a coroner's van in Bucks County, Pennsylvania accidentally let a dead body wheel into the town's main street after a rear door malfunction. What malfunction, man? What, you forgot to lock the doors or something? Seriously, what malfunction? Bystander Jerry Bradley witnessed the corpse falling out, pulled over, took a photo and wheeled the hospital trolley to a nearby car park where the offending van was parked. Mr. Bradley, the witness, described his first thoughts on seeing the body. "I thought someone was playing a prank. Someone is pranking people. It was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen." A Bucks County spokesman said of the incident, "The Bucks County Coroner's Office deeply regrets this incident and will take steps to ensure that it is not repeated in the future." What steps? Like putting a lock on the back doors? Seriously. Now, Ruby. Ruby is a dog who is apparently allergic to being a dog. The 3-year-old black Labrador suffers from a string of allergies. Get this. From meat to milk to dust mites to grass. Whoa. Now, that's more allergies than I had when I was a kid. Her owner, Karen Stanfield, 27 of Edinburgh, says she has to cook her pet vegetarian meals and make sure her home is spotless to avoid upsetting Ruby's delicate nose. Oh. Ruben even has to take Pyrotone, I'm guessing that's kind of a Zyrtec for dogs or something, just to keep her hay fever at bay. Karen said, "At first I thought she had an infection. She was always itchy, she had no energy and she struggled to go out for walks. She looked like a neglected dog, as if she was starving, and I couldn't find the cause. It wasn't until Ruby's vet did the Sensi test that we realized it was allergies causing all her problems." Oh, I feel sorry for that little dog. And now, oh, this is the worst. This next news is the worst, man. You could literally say I've left the best to last because this is absolutely insane. The mayor of a small fishing town in the south of Mexico, has married a crocodile. Yeah, a crocodile. Joel Vasquez Rojas, the mayor of San Pedro Huamelula, married the reptile, which he dressed in a white gown. Oh my god. At the city hall, and then shared a dance in front of packed party of local residents. According to local tradition, the crocodile is a princess. What kind of tradition is this? The local crocodile is a princess? What? I don't know what to say. I really don't. So, he married a reptile, dressed it in a white gown at the city hall, then shared a dance, blah, blah. The crocodile is a princess whose marriage to the town mayor will bring an abundance of seafood for fishermen on the Pacific coast. Let's hope it brings an abundance of intelligence to that town, so we can subside the ignorance that comes with living in that little town. Jeez. A princess, a crocodile, really? This is what they said. "As young people, this means a lot," said a local resident, Eduardo Sarati. "It's the greatest treasure our ancestors have left us." There were some weird ancestors, if you ask me. For safety, the crocodile's jaw was wide shut. You know what? Personally, I wish it wasn't, so I could have teared that guy's face. Not that we condone violence on this radio station. I'm just saying, animal cruelty. I'm a big activist for animals. You know what I mean? Marrying a crocodile, that seems kind of inhumane to me. Anyway, moving on. He says that it is my wish to marry the young princess. It feels like you just want to slap him in the face. It really does. So the local council members funded the event, with those who didn't contribute issued with a fine. I think I'd rather pay the fine. So the festivities included dancing and fireworks, and the groom told reporters he was delighted with how the day went. That's pretty sad if you ask me. I can't believe the things that go on in this world, man. Absolutely, totes cray-cray, as the young people say these days. So it's time for me to go now. It's almost 8 p.m. So that the show has come to an end. Thanks everyone for listening, and I'll be sure to come back next week with more celeb stories, FMLs, and more weird news of the week. Stay tuned next for Get Shot Radio with Tony. No, Tony's not here. John and Francis. Anyways, guys, thanks very much. See you next week. Bye.